people say, I said, they are refuting my argument. They said, oh, he said there's no Allahu Akbar in the Quran. This guy doesn't understand. Oh my God, oh my God. The mushriks, what is wrong with their logic? I said there is nowhere God instructed you to say Allahu Akbar. It doesn't exist in the Quran. God asked you to call him Allahu Akbar. It doesn't exist. Do you have it? Come and find me for a dialogue and prove it. I never said Allahu, like the word Al-Akbar is not mentioned. Akbar is there. But understand the context, and I'm going to help you to understand the context today. People don't understand the context of the Quran when words are mentioned. So, for instance, Quran chapter 29, verse 45. After this, then I'll just open the phone lines before I end the program, right? So, Quran chapter 29, verse 45. Let me share the screen so that you see what I'm trying to say. Let me share the screen with this one. And I share it here. Yeah. So Quran chapter 29 verse 45. God says, Atlu ma uhiya ilayka min al-kitab wa aqimis salat. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Then he says, wala zikrullahi akbar. Wala zikrullahi akbar. It is not telling you wala tazkurullah, or it is saying wa zakarallahu akbar. It's not telling you to say Allahu Akbar or Allahu Akbar. No. Wala zikrullah. This zikru here is a noun. That zikru there is a noun. Lahi, name of God, is noun. For people who know idaf ilayhi or mudaf ilayhi in Arabic. Then it says what? Akbar. So now it's telling you the zikr is Akbar, not God is Akbar. It's telling you wala zikrullahi akbar. So the zikr is the Akbar, not God. For anybody who understands the grammatical aspect of the Quran, you know what I'm saying. God is not asking you to say Allahu Akbar. He's only telling you, wala zikrillahu. This is zikrillahi. This zikr, the zikr of God, the remembrance of God in your salat is greater. Not he's telling you that Allahu Akbar. No, you'll be dumb to think it's saying Allahu Akbar. That's why the Allahi have kasra. It says Allahi Akbar. Huh? You understand? Good. So wala zikrullahi. This zikrullahi, it is the zikrullahi. God is now telling us that is Akbar. But it is not saying Allahu Akbar as in saying God is Akbar. You'll be a fool to think that is what the grammatical aspect is telling you. Do you see how dumb some of the mushriks are? No wonder they cannot face me in the dialogue. I will embarrass you, seriously. Seriously, because even the Arabic language you went to study is not making any sense. It doesn't have any benefit. It's useless, especially those based in the Saudi Arabia. And again, Quran chapter 9, verse 72. Quran chapter 9, verse 72. I'm sharing the screen. In that verse, it says, Waridwanun minallahi akbar. So for anybody who understands the grammatical aspect, chapter 9, verse 72, it is not telling you Allahu Akbar. Understand this clearly. I will explain to you why you cannot say that. It is not telling you to say Allahu Akbar. It is only telling you the Ridwanun. The Ridwanun, this Ridwanun, it is the one which God is talking about that being Akbar. So Ridwanun, then minallahi, you can see that Allah has Kesra. For those who understand Arabic, you learn something we call Raf'un. Then we have Jarrun. Then we have Nazbun. Raf'un, Jarrun, Nazbun. That is the Fatah, Kesra, and Dhamma. If you understand the grammatical aspect of the Quran, whenever the type of signs are used, it denotes what is being intended. So when it says Ridwanun, that Ridwan represents the Akbar mentioned at the end. So it is the ridwanu min Allahi. God is saying is Akbar. It is not God telling you God is Akbar. Are you a fool to think God is saying God is Allahu Akbar? Allah mushrik ga stress kuna da yawa ne. Agaji ma da ku. Any scholar who can come out to prove to me where God says you should call it Allahu Akbar in the Quran, wallahi, wallahi, I'll give you €1,000 and from today I'll stop being a Muslim. Come and prove to me where God says you should call him Allahu Akbar. So now why can't you call God Allahu Akbar? And I'm going to show you the evidence. When you go to Quran chapter 7 verse 180, Surah Al-Araf chapter 7 verse 180, it says, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَأَدْعُوهُ بِهَا وَذَرُوا الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي أَسْمَائِهِ. Then it says, سَيُجْزَوْنَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. So God says, and to God belongs the best names, the beautiful names, the best names, right? Then he says, invoke him by them. You should invoke God, call God with them. So now, among all the best names God has in the Quran, it doesn't have Akbar among the names. So now, who gave you that permission to come and stand in Salat and call God Allahu Akbar? Where did he give you that permission? It doesn't exist in the Quran. God never said you should come in the Salat and call him Allahu Akbar. This is not from God. The Sahih Bukhari is commanding you to do that. And you'll be a mushrik to do that. Because Sahih Bukhari is giving you another legislation, another law to follow. So Quran chapter 42 verse 21. أَمْ لَهُمْ شُرَكَاءُ شَرَعُوا لَهُم مِّنَ الدِّينِ مَا لَمْ يَأْذَنْ بِهِ اللَّهُ. Or do they have idols, associate partners, who have legislated for them of a religion to which God has not authorized? Do they have such legislations from that idols? You formulate things God never gave you. So now you're calling God Allahu Akbar. God says, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَأَدْعُوهُ بِهَا. Then he says, وَذَرُوا الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي أَسْمَائِهِ. So you should leave those who equivocate concerning his names. And who do we see? The mushriks. Those are the ones equivocating with the names of God. You say Allahu Akbar. Where did he give you Allahu Akbar? Come and prove to us where he says you should call him Allahu Akbar. Right? Come. Mushriks. To simplify, for you to understand which are the best names of God in the Quran, you go to Quran chapter 59, verse 23 to verse 24. You will see the best names of God. Right? So the best names here, if you go to Surah Al-Hashr, it says what? Huwa Allahu allazi la ilaha illa huwal Malikul Qudusul Salamul Mumin Muhaymin. Then he says what? Al-Azizul Jabbarul Mutakabbir. Then he says Subhanallahi amma yushrikun. Huwa Allahul Khaliqul Bariun Bariun Musawwir. Then he says Lahul Asmahul Husna. You see the best names? So Lahu, to him belongs the best names. Then he says Yusabbihu lahu ma fi samawati wal ard wa huwa al-azizul hakim. Quran chapter 59 verse 23 to verse 24. The best names, for example, are mentioned in this chapter. You see them there. You see. So God says, call him by them. Quran chapter 7 verse 180. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَأَدْعُوهُ بِهَا. So call him by those best names he asked you. So when you go throughout the Quran, chapter 13 verse 9, you will find Al-Kabir. The Kabir is part of the best names of God. Right? Al-Kabir. So the Al-Kabir, when they use it in the superlative form, that is a sigatul tafdil, they will call it what? They will say Akbar. That is in the superlative form. So now when you go to Quran chapter 17, verse 110 to 111, this is what God says. He says, Qul adu Allah aw adu Rahman. Call him Allah or call him Ar-Rahman. Then he says, Ayyama tadu falawul asma'ul husna. Whichever you call, To him belongs the best names. So we all know what the best names are. Akbar is not part of the best names of God. So then he says, وَلَا تَجْهَرْ بِصَلَاتِكَ وَلَا تُخَافِتْ بِهَا وَابْتَغِي بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ سَبِيلًا. Do not be loud with your salat, nor be silent with it, but seek a means in between. You seek a means in between, a way in between. So the best names is what you are supposed to use. It doesn't say you should call him Allahu Akbar. It doesn't exist in the Quran. No. It never exists. Any scholar who says Allahu Akbar exists, where you have to call God Allahu Akbar, he should find me for a live dialogue, and I'm willing to pay him €1,000 for free. Yes. So verse 111 says, قُلِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي لَمْ يَتَّخِذْ وَلَدًا وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ شَرِيكٌ فِي الْمُلْكِ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ وَلِيٌّ مِنَ الذُّلِّ. Then it ended by saying, وَكَبِّرْهُ تَكْبِيرًا. You see? So, and then magnify him by what? Kabir. So when you say Allahu Kabir is enough. That is why I say takbira. You don't say Allahu Akbar. It's wrong. That is not the instruction God gave you there.